1987, I was 5 years old, and my dad took me to see a WWF house show. I was at the Oakland Arena, and we got floor seats really close, and it was pretty close to the aisleway, too, so I could touch all the wrestlers. It was a great time. Ricky Steamboat had a match, and he was bleeding a gusher in that match. It was pretty cool to see. So when he's coming back to the dressing room, he's kind of hunched over and just dripping blood everywhere. And I remember these two older kids, probably 12 and 13, they had a bunch of tissues with them, and they were over there sopping up all the blood that Ricky dropped on the floor. And I was so confused. I was like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, oh, well, we're going to take this blood back to our house and look at it under a microscope to see if it's real or not. And I was very confused by the whole situation. And they had a few different tissues, and they handed me one, and they're like, oh, you want one? So I go to take it. My dad's standing right behind me, just going, no, he doesn't want to take it. Just leave that shit alone. To this day, every time I see Ricky Steamboat on TV, I always have this regret and remorse that I didn't take a tissue of his blood. I mean, that would have been a really cool souvenir all these years later.
I would love a world where you go to a WrestleCon with a framed tissue of his 1987 blood, and then he signs it, and then that is on your wall in one of the weirdest memorabilia collections of all time. You know what? I bet there's weirder out there. There has to be weirder out there, but that is a weird one. Something about that call also said so much 1980s that these kids were going to go back and put it under a microscope and dissect it in some way. Very weird science. I wonder if they wanted to make their own Ricky Steamboat. I get what they were doing. Is this blood fake or is this real? But I would have enjoyed a sexy Ricky Steamboat being made in honor of weird science, and the two kids have bras on their head, and Kelly LeBrock could play Miss Elizabeth. Okay, I might be going too deep into this. This call is a one of a kind, by the way. I don't think we'll ever get a call like that. That's why I love this podcast so much. This is so fucking weird that happened, and I love it. It's so great. I don't know if I would do that or not. I feel as a kid I wouldn't have, but I feel as someone in my 40s now, wishing myself as a kid then would have. So I'm almost there with you and with them. Hey, thanks for watching. That call was part of a whole podcast called Wrestling Anonymous. Listen to the whole thing weekly. Wherever you listen to your podcast, go subscribe. And while you're at it, subscribe right here on YouTube to Colt Cabana's channel. Thank you.